Kody Brown accuses Meri of dumping him for another man. Sister Wives patriarch Kody Brown has given Meri Brown many mixed signals through the years. While she is trying to move on to build her new life, Kody still messes with her mind. However, he blatantly accuses his former wife, Meri, of dumping him for another man. Kody Brown doesn't always think before speaking. During the latest episode, Brianna Brown responded to Kody Brown's question about whether he was safe for his daughters to talk to about religion. Both Aurora and Brianna feel that Kody is safe but intimidating. However, Brianna says he's going to give an unfiltered response, which I really appreciate about him. But his lack of filter often gets Kody in trouble. Many times, things just spill out of Kody's mouth without much thought behind them, which can be offensive to the people he is addressing. For instance, when he spoke with Meri Brown, he made strong accusations about her relationship status before leaving him. Meri follows through with leaving. When Meri Brown finally pulled the plug on her and Kody Brown's limping marriage, she had done everything she could to revive it. After 10 years of attempting to be present and respectful to Kody, his statements about not wanting to be married to her ultimately broke through. She reached out to Kody about obtaining a release but didn't get input from him. As she pressed forward to contact the church leaders, it was a huge surprise to Kody that she took action. However, when all was said and done, Meri Brown reflected on how Kody Brown felt after the release was granted. Undoubtedly, he went through stages. He was angry and humiliated by the exposure of his personal business to the church. Then, he showed relief and even a lighter spirit. In the latest Sister Wives episode, Meri chatted with her good friends, Jen and Brandy, about Kody's reactions. Kody Brown accuses Meri of dumping him for another man. During a visit to Las Vegas, Meri Brown told her girlfriends, Jen and Brandy, about what happened once she got the release. Within a week of them officially spiritually divorcing, Kody reached out to her. She recalls, he goes, "Why did you do it so fast?" Undoubtedly, Kody suspected ulterior motives. Furthermore, she adds, "Yeah, he's like, I don't understand why you did it so fast." Meri shares he said, "Do you have a guy on the side waiting?" Unmistakably, it took Meri off guard. She replies, "Really? You think that was really fast? And no, how insulting." In a confessional, Meri blatantly remarks, "Why should I stick around for another 10 years? Dumb asterisk asterisk." Since Kody made it clear he had no interest in marriage with Meri, she said the release was the only other option. Kody Brown took Meri's patience for granted. However, Kody Brown was conditioned to Meri dragging her feet and holding out hope for him. Seemingly, her tolerance of his behavior had him believing it was okay to keep her on the hook. Although she says she stayed and held down her end of the spiritual bargain, Kody just continued to shun her knowing she would stay. Sadly, everyone has a breaking point. When it became abundantly clear that Kody had no interest in reconciling, Meri marched to the church and ended the plural marriage for a second time. Uniquely, she had 1 marriage and 2 divorces. First, the legal divorce to allow Robin to marry Kody and adopt Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna. Then, the second was when she sought out the spiritual release for his abandonment. Even though it was heartbreaking for Meri, she shared a text saying, "I release you from any responsibility or worry about me." Furthermore, she added, "I will always love and respect you." He didn't want Meri while he had her. Although Sister Wives star Meri Brown stayed longer than most people would have with Kody Brown, she feels good that she gave every effort. While talking with Jen and Brandy, Meri still has moments of questioning if she did the right thing. But they reassure her that Kody showed his true colors for years. Additionally, she is starting to see that Kody and Robin don't always have her best interests at heart. Notably, she talked about Kody having compassion for how hard Meri's leaving was on Robin, but not understanding Meri was struggling too. Meri's friends were clear that they observed favoritism in the marriage. The early morning sunlight filtered through the dusty windows of the Brown family's Flagstaff home, casting long shadows on the kitchen table where Meri sat, her fingers wrapped around a steaming mug of tea. She stared out at the Arizona horizon, her thoughts miles away. For months now, the tension between her and Kody had been palpable, a thick fog that neither of them could cut through. But today, it seemed, the storm was about to break. Kody burst into the room, his signature mane of curls bouncing with every step. His face was flushed, his eyes darting with a mix of anger and suspicion. Meri barely glanced up, her calm demeanor a stark contrast to his fiery entrance. "Are you just going to sit there and pretend like nothing's happening?" he demanded, slamming a folder onto the table. The loud thud echoed in the quiet kitchen. Meri finally looked up, her brow furrowing. "Good morning to you too, Kody," she said, her voice laced with sarcasm. "What's the drama now?" He leaned over the table, pointing an accusatory finger at her. "Don't play innocent with me, Meri. I know what you've been up to." Meri set her mug down with deliberate care, her patience clearly wearing thin. "Care to elaborate?" she asked, crossing her arms. "This," Kody exclaimed, flipping open the folder. Inside were printed screenshots of text messages, photos, and what appeared to be social media comments. "I've seen the way you've been acting lately. Laughing at your phone, sneaking off for business trips. And now, these messages with some guy named David?" At the mention of the name, Meri's eyes widened ever so slightly. It was a fleeting reaction, but Kody pounced on it like a hawk. "Ah, you can't even deny it, can you?" Meri exhaled deeply, leaning back in her chair. "David is a friend. We met through my work with LuLaRoe. That's it, Kody. You're blowing this way out of proportion." But Kody was far from convinced. "A friend? That's what you're going with." He scoffed, pacing the kitchen like a caged animal. "You think I'm stupid? I've read the messages, Meri. You've been such a great support to me. I can't wait to see you again. What kind of friend says things like that?" Meri's jaw tightened. "A kind one. Someone who listens and doesn't make me feel like I'm walking on eggshells all the time." Her voice cracked slightly, but she quickly regained her composure. "Unlike you, Kody." Her words hit him like a slap. For a moment, he was silent, his expression shifting from anger to something more vulnerable. But it was fleeting. The anger returned, stronger than before. "So, that's it then? You're leaving me for this guy?" he accused, his voice rising. "After everything we've been through. After everything I've done for you." Meri stood, her chair scraping against the floor. "Done for me?" she echoed incredulously. "Kody, you checked out of this marriage years ago. You've made it clear that I'm nothing more than a burden to you. Don't act like this is coming out of nowhere."